Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. Tash here at Tarot by the Moon. Hello everybody, welcome. Hello Mr. Murray. Here's Mr. Murray, my beautiful collie dog boy. Come to join in the reading. As many of you have watched this channel for a while, you know I've got two dogs here. You can hear Mr. Milo in the background as well. They often make an appearance. They're all beautiful. Oh, hello. He needs a little bit of love. There's always time for a little bit of love for the dogs. Come here, my darlings. Yeah, right. Okay. I've promised them a WALK after I've done this reading. So they're playing up for it a little bit, and it started to rain, so it's perfect timing. So hopefully the weather will be clear by the time I finish this. Anyway, hello, enough of you two. Hello, welcome everybody. Happy full moon, happy eclipse season. We're in Tuesday. It's the full moon. It's the eclipse in Taurus. So let's get into it. You may have been feeling very, very emotional over the last few days. Perfectly normal, perfectly natural. Everything may have been seemed to be blown up a little bit, magnified. That could be good or bad either. That could be either end of the scale depending on what you got going on. Excuse me, my dogs are behaving so distracting because they... Excuse me, Mr. Murray. That will do now. That will do now. That will do now with the attention-seeking behaviours. Thank you. I know. Okay. So... yeah, I hope you're all feeling good. Now, I wanted to say, I highly recommend, if you want to get into the final aspects of astrology, of the eclipse, of any of that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you go onto YouTube and you look for Pam Gregory. Not Pamela Gregory, Pam Gregory, okay? And you subscribe and you follow that lady, and believe me, you will not regret it. It's amazing what she's doing to help the collective at the minute, and to help us understand and grasp and all of those things, okay? So have a listen to that if you want to get into the final aspects of the eclipse and what it actually means for us, etc. But a lot of the issues that she touched on were issues that I felt coming up in my own psyche, so I'll touch on them briefly. And that was as regards to, we're going to see a lot of the old structures globally, as well as in our own individual lives, absolutely crumble away now. Where the vibration has been raised, where we've been raising our own vibration, the vibration of the planet has been raised. The very low vibration, the very high vibration cannot stay in the same space together anymore. It simply cannot be. And she gave a fantastic example of... it's like ripping an old kitchen out, you know, to put your new kitchen in, which is going to be like infinitely better, and you've been struggling away with this crummy old kitchen for so long. It's barely served you, you know. And yeah, it's going to be a nightmare smashing that old kitchen up and dragging it all out and having a mess round and being in upheaval for a while. But it's going to be what's going to have to happen to bring in the fantastic new kitchen, which will be there for many, many years to come, of course. So that's a perfect way of thinking about the upheaval we might see around us in our own lives, in the world at large, etc., when the eclipse is, this particular configuration that's going on is coming in, okay, my loves? Hope that makes sense. Hold on to the vision. Don't hold on to the old. Hold on to the vision of the new. So hold on to the vision of what we're trying to create and what we're trying to bring in, okay? Don't give in to the fear. Don't give in to the anxiety. Don't give in to the drama, which there will be plenty of and more to come. I know we've seen a share of drama on the world stage in the last few years, where there's more to come for sure, and all of that. Mr. Murray, come here. Can you not see that I'm doing the video and it's raining really heavily outside now, Chuck? Come on. Okay, the thing is, he's a collie dog. If it was up to him, he'd be out. Or, well, he'd go in and out all day, in fact, is what he'd do. He'd have the door open and he'd go in and out all day. Not possible for him to do that with me living on this busy main road. So I have to give him quite a lot of regular WALKs. Okay, my baby. Yeah, we only walked about 2 miles this morning. Yeah, we have. I've already done that. Come on. Sorry about this guy. Anyway, yeah, look at him now. Look at that face. I mean, come on. Oh, look at him. I know. Sorry, I go stupid for dogs. Anyway, so yeah, so this is where we're at, and we're in the full moon, as we all know. So now's the time as well, like I said to you last week, where we might start to actually see our manifestations starting to actually manifest, before, for want of a better way. So it's driving me so bad today. Excuse me, Mr. Murray. It isn't. It's usually the other one. It's usually Mr. Milo playing for attention and distracting me in the videos. But today it's Mr. Murray. There you go. Every dog has its day. So, Mr. Murray, there might be a postman in the street or something like that, I suppose. He is absolutely terrifying, the postman. Excuse me 1 minute. Let me just check. What are you doing? Get down. Stop terrorising the neighbourhood. Lie down. Have a lie down. Good boy. Have a lie down. Have a lie down. We won't be long. Come on. Lie down. Just holding it out now. The thing is, postman don't know he's not a werewolf. So, come here. Settle down, please. Can you settle down, please? Yeah. Life on slate. Right, I'm going to do the reading now, Mr. Murray. Can we have a little bit of tranquility? Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, okay. So my loves, welcome to my reading. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for all the likes, subscribes, thumbs, comments. It all makes all the difference. Please keep that kind of energy coming. It's really, really needed on the channel and in the world at large. Yeah, please keep it coming, my darlings. So let's go in. My throat's starting to go a little bit. Let me just take a sip. I feel like a lot wants to come up today. A lot of card sets wanted to come in today. So Mr. Murray certainly wants to be involved today. Easier to protect. We're going to protect us through this reading, Mr. Murray. Of course he is. Look at him. Etc. So let's go in. Mr. Murray, I'm going in now, so lie down. Good boy. Good boy. I love you too. I do. I know. Oh, he's looking at me so adoring. I love you so much. I know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I gotta do my reading now. I know. Good boy. Okay, so we're just gonna call in the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading today. For ourselves, for the beautiful planet we live on. For all the fantastic species that we share this planet with, nothing but the highest vibration of love and only love. Radical compassion for all of the species, plants that are surely our teachers and guides upon this planet. Nothing but radical compassion and love for our ancestors, our star ancestors, interdimensional beings and all other associated beings, even the life we've yet to understand. And so it is, so it is, and so it is. There we go. The love of a collie dog, the highest vibration, I can assure you. He's oh, goodness me. I'm such a lucky girl, yes I am. Right, okay. Thank you for being so patient and bearing with me through that. If you've just tuned in for the first time, it isn't usually this much chaos. Sometimes there's a bit more. No, bear with me. This isn't a TV show. This isn't scripted. This isn't rehearsed. This is a tarot reading from my home, from my own sacred space. And I hope you appreciate that. Sometimes it is what it is. Okay, so thank you so much for your patience. Anyway, let's get into the reading. Okay. I'm feeling a very bubbly energy. Now, we're in Taurus. Now, I myself have Taurus ascendant. And Taurus, I do find, is quite a bubbly energy. It's got a grounded yet bubbly energy because of course it's Earth, but it's Earth through Venus, which is quite bubbly, which is quite like love and flirty and nice things and luxury and you know, all of that side of life, but it's grounded at the same time. Love the energy. So it's very, very grounded. Earth Taurus, you know, almost to a point being stubborn on a negative angle of it, but at the same time it's got that fluffy Venus thing going on, quality going on, which I fully feel in today, to be honest with you, and I think Mr. Murray was feeling it too there, as you could see. So let's go in with what we got today. I'm going to go in today with the Thelema Tarot. as I've stated before, this is not the Aleister Crowley Thelema Tarot. This is the Los Scarabeo Thelema Tarot, and they simply use the ancient Greek word Thelema, which stands for, translates to will or intention. And it's just a lovely little new age set that I've recently acquired. So I'm happy to explore it with you guys on here. Let's see what's going on with that today. This tarot reading is for everyone, by the way. You don't need to be a particular star sign to join in with this reading. You could be any star sign at all. It's for everyone. I work on the premise of we all have a combination, work with combinations of the elements within our spreads, within our charts, sorry. Another good thing about having a look at Pam Gregory online, as I mentioned in the preamble, Pam, she will, if you can download a astrological chart, find out exactly what degrees, she can take you deep into, it's all free as well, she can take you deep into your astrology and what's going on with astrology at large and how that works for you. So I recommend you do that as well. So what I do here is I do this spread, I call it my element spread, okay, because we've all worked with all the elements in one degree or another, okay. Now, what I do, I put it into 4 like this in case you've not seen me before. The first one represents air, that's our mental processes, our mental health, etc. The second one represents water, that's our emotions and our heart, etc. The third one represents fire, that's our willpower, creativity and all of that side of life. And the fourth one is our earth, and that stands for how we're actually getting things done on practical, what's manifesting after we've pulled the energies through the other 3. So I hope that makes sense. It's just a little spread that I've come up with. It seems to be working. It's a bit different. And I don't know, it seems to work for me anyway, and people seem to be enjoying it, but I appreciate your honest feedback in any case. One extra card came out today for consideration. Now, often happens, sometimes there's more than one, sometimes there's none, okay? It's very organic, you're a tarot by the moon, it's never the same twice. Let's see what's coming up for my beautiful people today. The Empress, my loves, the beautiful Empress. Now that, I'm pretty sure that is Taurus energy. That is Taurus energy. You couldn't write it. That is Venus energy. That is Aphrodite's energy. I want to get a pair of glasses. I'm all over the place today. I didn't think I was all over the place until I've come on. And listen, stop that. Back. Right, so yeah, let me just have a quick look at this a minute, see what I can see in the details of the card. That is a stunning Empress. I've had a quick flick through them. This is a new set of cards. Wow, she's absolutely resplendent. This particular Empress, this particular image, fairy tale like beauty, fairy tale like quality to these cards, very, very romantic energy. She's got a shield there which is drawing my eye with what do you say that is? I'm being told an eagle. Think of an eagle. Okay, her crown is shining. I like to see that as well. The crown is shining. She's holding a scepter which represents to me a globe in this instance. And it feels like this is what we're doing. So this has come up in our area of mental health, etc. It represents Taurus. It couldn't be more perfect for the eclipse in Taurus. Empress energy. I feel overwhelmed with the energy of this card right now, to be honest with you. The crown chakra is alight. Like I say, this is a new image for me to work with as well, so I'm feeling quite overwhelmed by it. She's holding that scepter. I feel like this is us bringing in new earth. It's come up in the area of our mental health, our thought processes as well, bear in mind, and that is being really highlighted to me there. Her crown actually aglow, and she sat in perfect alignment. She sat perfectly aligned in faces in repose, and she's holding that globe in her hand, and she's holding it very tenderly, I feel, as well. There's no tension there. There's no And it's interesting because the astrological sky at the minute is full of tension. We'll come to that in a minute. But the way she's dealing with it is to remain soft. She's holding it very softly. If you notice how relaxed her hand is there, there's no tension. She's holding it very, very softly, very, very sweetly, bringing that light that she's bringing through her crown chakra in for the whole world. And that's what I feel with that, my loves. We're bringing that light in for the whole world that we're recreating, okay? And right now we need that Empress energy. We need that steady, aligned, graceful, gentle way of holding ourselves and holding the world at the minute with all the upheaval that's going on and that's surely set to continue for a while, okay? So I'm loving that as a start. It's so positive and so beautiful. I'm so glad to see an ace coming up next. Very, very happy to see that. As I've often said to you guys here in the old school of tarot, if you didn't get an ace in your reading, it was considered not a great reading and you would be asked to start again. And if you still if the reading still didn't produce an ace, then you would be, wise to leave it for another day. So seeing an ace in a reading, even these days, is a very, very strong omen and a very, very good omen, and it adds extra power to the readings. There's a lot of energy here, there's a lot of power here today, and I already know that. Lord, do I know it? And I apologise for being a little bit sort of sketchy and discombobulated even, because I didn't realise how discombobulated I was until I've come on, if that makes sense. It's to be expected in the full moon eclipse energy, I suppose. But thank you for bearing with me. And I'm pretty sure that I was bouncing that onto Mr. Murray in some way as well, poor love. Ace of Swords come up in our area of our water, of our heart. Okay, and it came up in the reverse. Now I want to say you be careful of self-sabotage, okay? So Swords is a very, it's an air symbol. It's a symbol of air, it's a symbol of the mind, it's a symbol of logic, okay? When I see it in the reverse, it always makes me think of self-sabotage, okay? Falling on your swords, falling on your knife sort of thing, energy, alright? And it's the fact that it's come up in the area of our heart as well, that's a little bit of a warning there, not to be sabotaging ourselves, because we know in our mind, our crown chakra is in total alignment. Let's just bring that heart, let's just not, let's just make sure our heart is in as much alignment as this beautiful Empress's heart clearly is, as she sat there in perfection. Total bliss. I'm drawn to that waterfall behind her as well. Beautiful waterfall in the background there. To me, oh, my throat chakra. To me, that represents emotions. And that waterfall looks like it's flowing very evenly and very calmly into that pool behind her. So I feel like this has come up in the area of our emotions, but the Spirit is drawing me to this area here now to say, well, yeah, don't fall on your sword. Remember to keep those emotions flowing. Okay, and when I say flowing, I mean they need to keep moving. They don't need to be stuck, is what I'm being told here now. Okay. They don't need to stay stuck. They need to actually flow. So if you need to cry, you need to cry. If you need to laugh, you need to laugh. Don't worry about whether that's appropriate or not, or who you're going to offend or not even, because it just needs to be done and then you can move along. If you keep them stuck, then we're going to end up with that's the warning, we're going to end up with a falling on a knife type of energy, okay? Because of course what happens when we build up emotions, then we're not releasing them and they're not flowing smoothly, is we become passive aggressive and those kinds of behaviours, and indeed we will end up falling that I want to say for somebody especially. Okay, my loves, so there's a great deal of power here with that ace thing, okay? So be careful, because there's a great deal of energy built up. We're in the full moon, we're in the eclipse. Great deal of your energy, psychic energy, has been built up by now, by this point, whatever's going on for you and whoever you are, okay? So be careful you don't end up turning that into a negative thing and hurting yourself with it, okay, my darlings? It is an emotional time. Don't allow those emotions to become so toxic and you stay in them and you never come out of them, but allow them to come up and out. Recognise them for what they are. If you feel angry, feel angry. You've got a right to feel angry. If you feel sad, you feel sad. You've got a right to feel sad, and vice versa. If you feel happy, a lot of time, and I've noticed this a lot recently as well. I've noticed it throughout my life, but lately it's been a little bit of a thing with me is some people don't like it when you're too happy. They really don't, because it triggers them. And you might be feeling really bubbly and really effervescent and really happy, and despite all of the gloom and doom and and this and that has happened and whatever. And it's like as if sometimes it's like as if you feel obliged to be just as miserable as everyone else, and it's like, no, and it triggers them because you're quite light-hearted and happy and just smiling and feeling positive and getting positive responses from people, etc. And they're like, it's really triggering them because you're this. It's really triggering them. But what I'm sensing here is that some of us hold back even our positive emotions, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it is. And I understand why you do it. I do, because I've been there and I've had this tested in myself recently quite a lot. Because it triggers people around you, and the last thing you want to do is make other people feel bad because you feel good, if that makes sense. But it's necessary. It's part of tough love. It's part of the healing. This is about healing as well, the sword. Very, very much so. Very much about healing. God, I can't think of a blade without thinking of surgeons, you know. And of course, this is similar to what Pam was getting at when she says, if we want a new kitchen, we've got to rip it out. So in the same way, if we want to heal, sometimes we want to heal something in our bodies, you'll have to undergo surgery. You'll have to go under the knife. Being shown that maybe somebody here is facing a surgery, actually. If you are, I'm sending you so much love and healing. But you have to go under that knife in order to be well again. So it seems counterintuitive. I'm going to be cut open, bits going to be taken out, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to be sewn up again by total strangers, and I'm going to have to trust, you know. And then I'll be better. Sounds counterintuitive, but you know, even though that's going to be painful and that's going to be traumatic and unsettling for some time, at the other side of that healing, we're going to feel, and I can vouch for that, absolutely amazing. One of the best things you've ever done or whatever. So we can apply that sort of energy to the large at the moment and really, really feel that strongly, okay? Let's see what's coming up in our area of fire. 8 of Wands, this is fantastic news. 8 of Wands is all about messages coming in thick and fast. Lots of communication, card of communication between people, between spirit and yourself, your higher self and yourself, your spirit guides, however you would like to think of that, okay? This is communication that's like going to be, I've sent a message, you've sent a message, I've sent a message, you've sent a message. You're not going to be waiting round to your back. This is communication openly flowing, okay? Okay, this is completion. This is an interesting interpretation of it as well, because it's got the flying wands in the air like we always have. No, I can't work up with a sea or land that it's behind. You see what I mean? Today that looks to me like a choppy sea. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. It's quite abstract. I'm looking at it then and I'm going, no, it's mountains and rolling hills. And it's like, no, go with your first instinct. That's choppy sea to me today. And it's like this communication that's coming in, okay, it's coming from the heart, it's coming from passion. A lot of it might be actually passionate sort of communication, sort of messages going back for actually. And I'm not surprised with Taurus so strong at the minute, okay. Taurus breathes passion and romance. So you might find you're having a lot of passionate messages with somebody back and forth. You might find these are messages that come from a different kind of passion, coming from spirit. I feel like humanity at large is actually starting to get a lot of uploads. Like everyone's getting them, even people who don't see it as that, if that makes sense. The Earth's gone through such a big magnetic shift that it can't not be. And I feel like a lot of this communication that's coming in from spirit is smoothing over those choppy waters of our emotions that we've been experiencing. And I feel like there's a lesson in that for us as well. Like if things are feeling off, if things are feeling strained, stressed, etc., then communicate with each other, then express what your needs are, express what your wants are. That doesn't mean to say you have expectations as well, because that's not what we want. We can I want to talk about personal relationships. I knew this would come into today. It had to, because at the minute with the eclipse and the full moon, a lot to do with what's going on with that is to do with it's to do with power, and it's to do with the abuse of power, with control. So that's why I say a lot of the old systems in the world are finally starting to collapse, because they have been about dominance, control, and abuse of power. But at the same time, that spills into our everyday relationships. So of course that would be reflected in relationships, especially of a romantic nature. So there's questions here over feeling controlled, feeling manipulated, feeling like there's an abuse or imbalance of power within general relationships. But I feel like there's communication coming in. This communication is coming in from passion. And I don't just mean sexual passion, although that can be a part of it also. I mean from passion to want to be closer to somebody, passion to want to be forgiven, passion to want to be understood, want to be heard, want to be accepted, okay? And you can accept the way somebody is, warts and all of that, okay? Doesn't mean you haven't got boundaries as well. That doesn't mean that, okay? It's very important. I want to get that across. Because sometimes I think, oh yeah, well, I accept him the way he is, I accept her the way she is, he's not perfect, whatever. Yeah, but that doesn't mean, be a doormat either. It certainly doesn't, okay? So be just wary of that. There's something needed here there. Okay. The next energy we've got coming up is a Page of Pentacles. It's a very earthy energy. It's come up in the area of earth. What a gorgeous page. What a pretty boy. Excuse me. I feel you're like somebody's either physically, spiritually, or on some level involved in a relationship where there's quite a difference of maturity. That could be an age gap. That could be how much more awakened you are than the other person on their path. Not that that makes us better or whatever. Because I've got an Empress and a Page. And the Page the Page is just the beginning. You know, the Page is just the beginning. And yeah, of course he adores the Empress. I feel like somebody naturally adores this Empress. This could be any gender, any way around. You take it as it resonates as well. But he is a Page. Now, the one good thing I will say is he knows that he's a Page. He's coming in humble there. I feel like in the past he's come in arrogant, but now he's coming in humble. And I mean, this beautiful Empress, she sees what's going on, but also she doesn't let it affect her. She's very magnanimous about the whole thing, which she should be. Almost tantamount to more of a priestess energy, where it's like, I see the affection you put in my way, but it's my sort of job to remain completely unaffected by it. That doesn't mean she's being cruel and cold. It just means in her wisdom she's handling it in a very gentle way, I'd say. He's presenting her with this all he's got, basically. And I mean, if it's all he's got, then that's everything, isn't it? I want to think of that story in the Bible about the widow's mite, where the widow gives the only bit of money that she's got to the king or something like that, wasn't it? And other people are giving loads of money, but they've got lots. And I think Jesus said the widow has given more than anyone, because she's given everything that she's got. And I feel like there's something to do with this Page here. It's worth bearing in mind. This beautiful queen, she's got everything. She could have an emperor, she could have knights, she could have kings, okay? But this Page is coming in and he's like, I know I'm only a Page. It's really sweet. And I'm offering you this, and I know it's not much, but it's all I've got. But at least he's being genuine. Do you know what he's doing? He's being honest and open about his feelings. He might even feel like he knows this is what the long term of this is cannot be read right now, because it's got too many questions around it and whatever. But all he knows is that in this moment he's had to be honest and genuine about what he's got, what he hasn't got, and about his feelings. And so that's the right thing. It doesn't matter where this is going to go or how it's going to develop. It doesn't matter. It only matters that he's done that right thing now. I hope this makes sense. It's quite a weird one. Okay. Yeah. The heart's worrying me a little bit. Obviously, don't self-sabotage ourselves there. Okay, there's a lot of energy there. Not focus. Okay. I feel like this is healing that's manifesting. Healing that's manifesting between. I'm going to say this. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say what I'm getting, and I didn't expect this, but there it is. This is healing between the divine masculine and the divine feminine on many levels. Once again. Okay. Divine masculine's coming in as a page there. He's coming in very, very humble. He's not trying to dominate the Empress. If anything, he's putting the Empress on a pedestal there. Okay, well, we should never put people on pedestals because that moves them away from us. But you see what I'm saying as well. It's like he's coming in very, very humble. I feel like he understands that she's learnt a lot of spiritual lessons. I feel like he understands that nature has actually, in this manifestation of humanity, given her a slight edge. And he's coming in very, very humble here. It's making me feel very, very emotional. It's very, very, very sweet. This communication's flowing freely between them as well. And I feel like it's with the Eight of Wands as well. A big part of the Eight of Wands is whatever's going on in the spread, the events will be speeded up dramatically. Is one of the meanings of the Eight of Wands. So that's just been reminded to me now, and that's what I feel like. I feel like, although we only see a very immature page there at the minute, okay, you know, how is he in the same league as this beautiful Empress? But this is round table, and this is what this beautiful Empress knows. She knows that he's got his worth. She knows that he's just as worthy as an emperor. She knows that. She sees the emperor within him, even, I want to say. This is round table stuff once again, okay? So what I'm seeing here is this is going to be sped up really quickly. This page is going to mature very, very quickly into an emperor, all right? And what that means is the divine masculine is going to heal very, very quickly. This is the healing, the surgeon's card as well. It's going to heal very, very quickly. It's obviously it's a surgery. It's going to be about messy and whatever, but the healing's coming in, and the healing's coming in because this beautiful, beautiful Empress, the divine feminine aspect of ourselves, is staying in alignment. She's staying soft. She's staying gentle. She's staying unperturbed by drama or flattery or anything else. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. That's quite a deep weird one. Didn't expect all of that. What's the extra card that came out? Let's be interested. Oh, the Fool. Oh, what a beautiful Fool that is. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, I love this Fool. Very feminine Fool, which is unusual. We usually see a male figure in the Fool card. Feminine Fool in this card. Very beautiful young lady stepping through that archway with a staff, with a rod in her hand. Different aspects of the moon around her. Butterflies, obviously for transformation. She looks like she's floating in the clouds almost and about to step down into that valley. Absolutely love her. Okay. So yeah, it's a brand new cycle. It's a brand new portal that we're stepping through. Okay, with the energy of the Fool, whether you're a male, man, woman, whatever. That none of that matters. What matters is the whole of humanity is stepping through this portal back to zero, back to the holy Fool, back to the holy number of zero, back to the beginning. Another round for humanity, another round of infinity. Step up, a graduation. Okay, a graduation with all of the knowledge that we've attained so far. All right, this will apply in your personal life as well. Many of you will be perhaps setting off on a new venture right now. Many of you will be set off on a new venture of travelling, discovery, studying and learning, and you're feeling very optimistic. You don't know where it's going to take you. And I think I already mentioned that. We don't know where the future's going to go. We don't. And that's the energy of the Fool. We don't know. We don't know, but we know we're looking forward to it. We know we're not scared of it. We know we're getting out there and we're experiencing it. It's a card of getting out there. It's a card of getting out your comfort zone, maybe. Big changes coming in. Eclipse. It's going to affect us all on all sorts of levels. Okay, my loves. I recommend you have a look at Pam area. I recommend you have a look at where Taurus falls in your chart, etc., etc. And then you'll be able to figure out exactly how this stuff is affecting you. Okay, my loves, I recommend that. It's not as difficult as it sounds. It really isn't once you have a go. And like I say, Pam's got a wonderful skill of making what seems to be very difficult, and they are very difficult and far. In fact, I feel like astrology is a science. Science is very accessible to... Look, if I can start to get my head around it, anyone can, let's put it like that. Let's do some clarifying. Excuse me a minute. Mr. Milo, it's his turn now to distract him, you see. Mr. Milo, that'll do, my love. That'll do, won't it? Yeah, I will. Okay. Right, let's see what's going on. Let's just clarify the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. Okay, which is basically a Rider-Waite-Smith, right? Straight away, 4 cards. Thank you, Spirit. Lovely light energy here today. Like I said at the beginning, I feel quite like bubbly myself. That's how it's taking me. Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season. Death. Okay, we're in the season of Scorpio now, so this is... The first cards always seem to be so spot on, always. So grateful to Spirit for that. Death, letting go of the old, bringing in the new. Resurrection, okay? It came out in the reverse, my love, so there's a little warning there that some of us are holding on. You know, it's like Pam said about having a new kitchen put in. It's like, oh, when's the new kitchen being smashed up? Oh, and it's like a little bit, it's natural human nature for us to hang on to the old longer than we need to hang on to it until it becomes stale and rotten and we just can't do anything with it anymore. Okay, so there's a little bit of a warning of that here. To bring this beautiful Empress in, we're going to have to let go of the old versions of ourselves, okay? We're going to have to, humanity, and apply that on your personal level however you like. I feel like a lot of us are holding on to it. It's just in the mind. I think our hearts already know. The rest of us energetically already know, but in our mind we're still a little bit perhaps brainwashed into the old modalities or the old paradigm ways of doing things. Okay, my loves. The Fools come up to represent double Fool energy. I love it when we get a double energy. So we've got another Fool on there's the traditional Fool. It's got a little dog. So she didn't have a little dog, did she, on this new one? Oh, she's missing a little dog. Anyway. So we've got double Fool energy come up. The regular Fool came up to clarify the reverse Ace of Swords coming up in our area of water. So that's asking us to take a leap again. That's asking us to take a massive leap of faith where the heart's concerned, okay? To actually turn that sword around and use it for good use, not to use it to sabotage ourselves any longer or to hurt ourselves with any longer, to use it skillfully and wisely, and to bring about great change. To cut off what's no longer serving us, to bring about, you know, if you're wielding a sword, you're bringing sweeping change, okay? So take a leap of faith, all right, my loves, take a leap of faith. Stop holding ourselves back. Let that heart be open. Let that heart be wide, wide open and move forward in that beautiful Zero Fool energy. We've got a Knight of Wands coming up in the area of the Eight of Wands. Very fiery, very passionate. Very, very passionate. Of all the wands, he's very passionate indeed. Coming, born of fire again, another wand energy. So this is about wanting to move forward, wanting to communicate, wanting to bring ideas perhaps that we've had bubbling away for some time out. Realising what vision of our new lives and our better selves and new earth could look like, and trying to communicate it, trying to bring it out, trying to move forward very boldly, taking bold action towards what we want, okay? Whatever that is on a personal level for you or at the world at large, as we say. Excuse me, my dog's ridiculous. Mr. Milo, Mr. Murray, stop that now. Oi, Murray, stop it. You're driving me crazy, honestly. Okay, thank you. Please, it won't be long now. It won't be long. You don't need to just keep. I know you don't need. No, you don't need to do it. Right. Apparently they do need to do it. Okay. Oh, he's got his duck now. Right. Okay. Yeah. Have your duck. Here's Mr. Milo. Here's Jack Russell. Here's the other one. They're a pain in the. Yeah. Right. Sorry about that. Next one coming up. 2 discs to clarify our Page of Pentacles. Okay. Juggling. Taking on too much. Something's got to be released to bring us back to that Page of When. Alright. This is. So, I mean, the 2 discs is. Okay. Is the Page of Discs. But now it's the Page of Discs with more focus. The Page of Discs in the past might have been feeling a little bit like, oh, well, is it this or is it that, or is it this or is it that? And he couldn't make up his mind about something yet, okay, quite clearly. And he's doing a jig and he's trying to keep a couple of things going. And he's finally made his mind up. It's this. It's definitely this. This is what I want. He's looking at that beautiful Empress. He's going, this is what I want. I want to align with that. I want to become an emperor. I don't want to stay a juggling fool. And I feel like humanity and our lives generally, that's a good metaphor for it. What are we juggling? And what are we holding on to that we don't need to hold on to anymore? What are we stuck in that we don't need to be stuck in anymore with our death reversed? Okay. What are we doing there? What is it that we're holding on to that we really ought to let go of? Show a little bit more maturity in our divine masculine aspect, even as women, because what I mean by that is divine masculine aspect in a woman is the aspect of you that takes control of things and moves your life in certain directions. So you're going to carry on juggling with things that don't serve you, okay, that you know something needs to be let go of, or you're going to put the one ace down and bring it back to the focus of that beautiful page there and let your divine masculine be in alignment there, okay. So, I hope that all makes sense to you, my darlings. What a weird reading, and we're not even through it yet because all this other stuff wanted to come in. Now, just hope my dog's going to let me get through it. It is raining out there, my boys. I'm sorry about that. It'll all work out perfectly now in divine timing. If you just relax. They're excited to have me home at all because I've been going out to work a lot lately, and you know, you can imagine dogs don't like that. So I've had to sort of like, a couple of times they've had to do without a walk in the middle of the day, which they like to have. A couple of times they've had to have an extra one in the morning and go out super early, which they don't always like doing. I mean, most of the time they get me out of bed quite early for a walk, but some mornings they actually like to have a little lie-in or whatever as well and don't want to be just dragged out. So, you know, they, bless them, they're always trying to fit in around my schedule, obviously. And they get really excited when I'm home all day because they seem to think that's all I got to do is put my waterproofs on and take them out and about. We're going now after this. All right. Yeah, so spirit animal, beautiful. I had a feeling this energy would come up somewhere today. Spirit Animal Tarot wanted to come in, funny enough. And it's the Two of Shells. It's the dolphin energy of the Two of Shells, okay? To clarify there. Two of Shells is the Two of Cups in this beautiful oracle. Let me just get the little book. There it is. Two of Shells. I love that dolphin energy. Two of Shells, sorry. I'm so this full moon energy does take me weirdly. I am Cancerian, as I say, with a Taurus rising, so it is affecting me quite deeply, I feel. Milo, stop it. He's got to do. I'm going to lock you two outside next time. Right. Sorry about this, my loves. I've gone really quiet. I can only apologise. Milo, honestly, you'd swear they were lousy. I swear to you they are not. They're the most fleed, bathed, sprayed dogs ever. It's just whenever I start to do something, it's a way of getting attention, it's to scratch, especially for Mr. Milo, because in the summertime he does suffer with allergies. So he knows that if he's scratching, I really drop everything and take care of him. It's what he knows. So it's just a way of getting attention. And dogs being as clever as they are, Mr. Murray knows now that he can do that. You don't do it all day until I start to do something, or I start to talk to somebody else, or if I have to take a phone call or anything like that. It's like, well, I'll just scratch and then you'll give me attention. Sometimes he does it when he wants me to lift him onto the bed at night, because he's getting a little bit older now, and so I have to lift him onto the bed if he wants to cuddle sometimes. And sometimes it's just literally wake me up scratching. He's not itching, there's no flea. he's just that's his way of, he knows he can get attention from me, because he's listening to me now, he's looking at me, he's closing his eyes because he knows everything I'm saying is true. Because when I first had him, he was quite in a bad way, suffering with allergies, and I had to give him such a lot of attention for that he knows if he scratches, I'm concerned straight away. Yeah, so clever. So please forgive all of this drama today with these two. It's, oh my God, right. Two shells, where were we? Two shells, dolphin energy. Okay, so this is where we're at. Intimacy, healing, spirit, healing, adventure. I'm going to read it out. I feel like we need to, okay? Because this is about the healing of the divine masculine, divine feminine energies. This is about all of the healing that the eclipse is going to bring in, even though it's going to bring up evil. And what I want to say is, we don't want to be focusing on the upheaval. We want to be focused, keep our eyes on the prize. We want to be focusing on what the healed result will look like. Okay, that's going to make it so much easier, so much better to cope with. It's going to make it better for everyone. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I'm going to read it out. Peering deeply into the eyes of another, we may suddenly know, soulmate, spirit partner, forever friend to the end. Unexpected soul recognition floods our being with hope and excitement. Inspired by the deep bond of affinity, we ride a wave of elation, our hearts rejoice. Receiving this card means that love has arrived, a harmonious partnership buoys your spirit and unfurls happiness. Leaping in the air, spinning with delight, dolphin awakens us to our magnificence and the thrill of inhabiting a body. Friendly, intelligent, playful and wise, dolphin nudges us to explore our boundless inner ocean. Embrace all of yourself. Consider bringing rigid feelings or painful emotions to the surface for release. By clearing our holes, we see the true brilliance and light of spiritual purpose shining through. Like dolphin, we become natural expressions of joy. The Two of Shells heralds harmony with others, ourselves and the world. In spiritual balance, we appreciate nature's beauty and the immense joy that infuses our planet. By embracing the healing love of another, be it human or cetacean, we awaken love in ourselves. Love, laugh and enjoy is the message of this card. Exactly. Focus on the Taurus. I said to you at the beginning, that Taurus energy, that Venus energy. Use that. Focus on beauty. Focus on love. Focus on what's brilliant in the world, not what's bad in the world. Focus on anything that makes you laugh, anything that brings you elation, anything that you can, any of those things are going to be super important during this eclipse period that we're in, which will last over several months now. While we're riding up this new moon energy as well, some of us might actually be meeting soulmates, spirit partners or forever friends right now during this period as well, I want to say. And how amazing if that is the case for you. How amazing. And bring it on for everyone. So yeah, loving this energy. I've got the two babas here, indeed they could be my two dolphins, figuratively speaking. So the next ones that wanted to come in, my loves, are the romance angels. Actually, they wanted to come in very strongly this morning. And like I say, not surprised when I've got a lot of Venus energy flying about. Also, I want to say, like, if you have a look at what's going on with this eclipse, it is about old, abusive structures actually dissolving because they can't exist in the same energy as the higher frequencies that we're bringing in, without joy, without love, and without beauty. Okay. But that also so that can mean governments, but that can also mean your personal relationships with your significant other, or with your family, or with anyone else around you that has a strong influence on you. Passions come out, beautiful angelic energy of passion there. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. What did we just say? So thank you to the angels for that one. Like we want to do. It's going to go again. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. That's way too many. There's somebody's entire life story there. We're not going to do that. Okay. Allow your heart. Go for anything that's soft. Go for anything that makes you feel good. And I mean that in a physical sense. I mean that in a sensual sense. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnerships. Somebody might need to give somebody a chance here. Okay. Interesting in what I said earlier on about somebody might be on a different level of maturity to somebody else in one way or another. You're being asked to give it a chance. Okay. Might not know the end. The end might not be significant even, but the process right now is the process of where you are at with it right now is. That sounds weird. I don't know. But that's what I've been given. It might not be a forever thing for somebody here, I'm feeling, where there's a difference in maturity. But the process that you're going through with it right now is important. And the lessons that it's bringing both of you are important, okay? I also want to say this is about giving our own relationship with our own higher selves a chance. Giving our relationship with humanity at large a chance. Okay, forgiving each other for the past, the divine feminine and divine masculine being able to trust each other again, okay, and move forward in a higher vibration of love than ever before. How amazing would that be? I'm going to do one more because 3 is the charm. Okay, that's going to be blocking energy. It is safe for you to love. It came out in a cross sort of energy. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love, and it came out in a blocking energy. So still a little bit of fear here. We're still holding on to a little bit of fear, and that's come out in the reading in the death card being reversed, that we're still holding on to something there, stopping us being fully in our Empress energy, and also with that sword in the reverse. Okay, so still a little bit of fear that we're working through. That's okay. After all of the, eons of trauma that we've put each other through, that's quite okay that there's a little bit of trauma left that we're still healing. That's okay. We're healing it. It's healing. It's happening. It's almost. I feel like I want to say the old systems have collapsed, and there's just a few bits. So think of it like that kitchen that you're knocking out. All right, as an example that we gave earlier on. Or an operation that you've had where you have to have something removed, you've been cut, right, or whatever. If the main bit of it is done, you're out of the woods, you're just coming round. You just got to heal now. You just need rest. It's just, you've knocked most of the kitchen out. It's just clearing the rubble away a little bit now and just finishing off. Just getting things done, ready. Do you know what I mean? The main bulk of the work is done, is what I want to say. Of what we need to get rid of within ourselves, whether that's in our everyday to-day lives. I feel like this is a really deep reading, though. I feel like this is more about humanity at large today, very, very much so, and that would make sense to the eclipse energy that I'm getting there. The main bulk of the work is done. It's just the little bits and bobs now. It's just the little bits and bobs that are going to make it so much better, okay? But the worst is over, I want to say, for shifting old paradigms and old ways. And of course, most of us do accept what I'm saying and understand and etc, etc, etc. But there's still quite a lot, and this sounds like a weird way of putting it as well, but it's something I heard recently and it stuck with me. A large minority. There's still a large minority of people who are sort of quite rigid, okay, with what they're holding on to in their energies and in their ways of doing things. Don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, what's at the bottom of the pack? Forgiving and learning. There you go. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. So this is about us forgiving and learning. Release and heal the past. Of course, a full moon. We've got so carried away with the eclipse energy here today. We've forgotten just the basic principles of a full moon about releasing the past, forgiving and releasing. Okay, that's how we're clearing the trauma. That's how we're getting that new kitchen put in. That's how we're recovering from that surgery. Okay, let it, that's gone. There's a different version of us coming in. It's going to be so much better, my loves. Next one I wanted to be done. Okay. Oh, was they gone as well? I swore I put some Halloween moon cards out because they were on the shelf there. Where did they go? Well, they're not, they're not on the table, so we'll skip them today then, I'm being told, because this is getting quite a long reading. So we go back to my lovely new Black Moon Astrology card set that I acquired with the Samhain period, and see what's coming up out of there for us to clarify this beautiful reading today. Hope you've enjoyed it. I am sorry if it seemed a little bit like the cohesion. I don't feel like... It's difficult to explain. It's difficult for me to get the cohesion right sometimes with it, especially when I'm working with these kinds of energies. Full moons and eclipses affect me very, very strongly. As I've explained, I am a Cancerian. I've also got Taurus ascendant, so this one in particular is a little bit of a rocky road for me. But I hope some of it has come across and some of it has landed anyway. And like I heard one of my tarot reading comrades saying recently, you're not meant to understand it all. People are not meant to get it. So if you don't get it, that's fine. That's right. It's a tarot reading. It's the future. A lot of it you won't get right away. But I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And I hope that you will come to see some of the subjects that have come up here that are passing to fruition. I need to have a little walk with my boy. No, they've settled down now right at the end. Right at the end, they've settled down. Honestly, it's worse than having kids. I've never had kids, but people that I know who have kids and dogs say, yeah, it's worse. So, the weather looks like it's getting a tiny bit better as well. It's a bit dry, the sky's still black out there. Okay, so haircut. Let's just take one of them. Oh, I wanted to be shown as well. I wanted to show itself quite clearly, didn't it, to the camera, so we'll take it for consideration. Mercury retrograde, reinvention. We've come out of Mercury retrogrades now. However, reinvention is exactly what I've been talking about all the way through, and I think I did talk about it quite a lot in the last Starseed reading as well. It's like we're just getting ready to reinvent. We're coming forward humble, and we're getting ready to reinvent humanity and ourselves. Okay, I'm going to cut them there. Okay, void of course, moon missing. I knew this was going to come up, and I was thinking about this energy this morning. The void of course moon is when the moon changes from full to new. Yeah, or is it from old to... Yeah, it's when it changes. Yeah, so it's sort of like there's a half a day where it's sort of like literally all up in the air, where it can't be counted as one thing or another sort of thing, and it's known as void of course. And they say, and I read this meaning of this one the other day because I drew it for myself the other day, and I was actually born in a void of course moon. They say it's wise not to sort of start anything or push forward with anything at all during a void of course moon. The Druids called it a day out of time. You're out of time. It's a day out of time, outside of time. And that kind of energy. So it's like literally right now, over the next few days, I want to say, while the eclipse energy is particularly strong, okay, and while the full moon energy is particularly strong, act as if we're on a void of course. So what I mean by that is take a chill, take it easy, Don't go making any big decisions, okay? Just observe all of this that's going on around us. Observe it within yourself, observe it within others, observe it within the news, and start to formulate, because I do believe there's a lot of heavy Neptune energy at the minute as well in the heavens going on. To put it very, I want to talk about Pisces energy for some reason. I want to talk about imagining, I want to talk about dreaming, I want to talk about creating from there right now, okay? And I said it in the last reading, right now is a good time for us to just sort of imagine what we want, okay? That's where we're at with it at the minute. Just think about what changes you'd like to see in your life, within yourself, within the world around us, okay? I'm going to get the little booklet, there it is. See what comes up there. Void of course, 52. Hope you've enjoyed my reading. It's not always like this, as I say. Sometimes I come out so succinct and fluid, and then sometimes they're a little bit like this. Hope you've enjoyed it anyway. Please give me the thumbs up. Please leave me comments. Please get in touch with each other. Get in touch with me. If you did want a personal reading, I will leave details in the box below. Please don't respond to anyone else pretending to me. It won't be me. It'll be somebody trying to scam you. Okay, my love. So the only way to get a reading with me is to actually contact me via the email that I'll provide. All right, my love. So bear that in mind. Karma. No, this isn't it. Oh, dear me. 52. Right. Put my light on. It's gone awful dark in here and then. Void of course, moon, missing. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to, said Carl Sandburg, a little quote there. It says, all is not as it seems. This void of course moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer your question, as is now. The results may not be what you want. As it is now, sorry, the results may not be what you want. There we are. What is a void of course moon? The moon travels through an entire zodiac in 27.5 days. So it's not 28 days, it's 27.5. There's a half a day when the moon's void of course, you see, yeah? There is a moment when the moon makes its last major aspect before leaving one sign and entering into the next, or while it's in between the signs, yeah? It's as if the moon has gone to sleep. Her wisdom is being withheld until she moves into a new sign and the moon begins a new chapter or story. The usual axiom for starting things on a void of course moon is, nothing will come of the matter. Matters will not go as planned. In fact, most of the time it will end up being far worse than you planned. You have been caught blissfully unaware. You've missed something, or you weren't paying close enough attention, but you won't be able to set the situation right under the current time. The card says to sit and stay as you are. Take no action at the current time. Wait for the storm to pass over. It is a time to be patient and allow matters to settle before beginning anew. Allow this matter to resolve on its own without your help, work or interference. Don't bail anyone out or make loans currently, because it is unlikely you will be repaid. Medical results will probably not be accurate. If your question is about a job or a career move, then it's not the right one. If you apply for a job and get hired, it will not be long lasting. It's possible you will get hired for, and then it's possible that you will get hired, but then that a more suitable job will come along and you will have to leave the first one. After a long and costly effort, your matter in question may fail. People around you may start behaving like screw-ups. It could be that great passions are playing against you. Discipline is needed. It's not a time to act impulsively. Whatever you do, your routine will stay as it is. However, matters that are unplanned or spontaneous will tend to work out for you. A void of course moon can be used to your benefit, so keep this in mind when this card shows up. For instance, you can work on something you really don't want. You can interact with people you don't really want to become a fixture in your life. Embarking on anything new or untried will tend to go wrong. In other words, when the void of course moon card presents itself in a spread, If you agree to plans you don't really want, then they will very likely that they won't come about. Okay, so if you... That's a bit of a riddle, isn't it? But I suppose it's that energy of... when you just say yes to people just to keep them quiet, or just to get rid of them even, perhaps, or just you agree to something and you know in your heart you're going, I don't want to do that, but yeah, okay, then you've said it's okay if you've done that now, because probably won't come to anything. Now, we're not in a void of course moon, we're in a full moon, but this energy's come up for consideration for us from Spirit today. Okay, so bear the principle in mind, because it's a very similar principle, I want to say. Well, look at the eclipse energy now, I think, in here, actually. Alright, let's look at that, actually. Let me just see what the eclipse card is like. It's not a bad idea. So bear that in mind, that it is a very sensitive time, okay? Not to make any big moves, etc., etc., etc. Now, I did draw the eclipse card in my spread myself the other day, so I know. I can't see it at all. Maybe this is not meant to be. It's really difficult. I apologise so much for the poor quality of this reading today, my loves. I had such difficult time concentrating, and I know I'm blaming the dogs, and they are being particularly distracting, but I'm pretty sure I'm bringing that on by sort of putting my foot. You know what I'm saying? I'm manifesting it because I'm focusing, and I'm going to stop doing that, and then they're doing it all the more. I'm just having such difficulty concentrating. I can't even find this page that I want. So please forgive me. Take my time. Please stop that, Mr. Murray. Come on. Where are they? Okay. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to do, my loves. I'm just trying to find the eclipse card. Right. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Chiron, Uranus. Transformation, Black Moon, Earth. Signs, houses, the elements, lunar eclipse, there it is, number 43, lunar eclipse. Yeah, so you saw how not to manifest there in action today, at least. I hope you've understood that lesson. So I certainly did do that. Right. Change, lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth is directly aligned between the Sun and the Moon. The Earth blocks out the Sun's light, causing the Moon to be in the Earth's shadow. This can only happen during a full moon, and while a solar eclipse lasts for only minutes, the lunar eclipse lasts for hours. Ancient peoples were extremely frightened by the eclipses because they believed a great serpent was taking bites out of the Sun and Moon. Eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy and disordered. No SHIT. That's exactly how I feel during this whole reading. But they are not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We are meant to be thrown off balance. See? To make the necessary changes. It is a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you have either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. When the lunar eclipse card comes up in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Such changes will likely be unexpected, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort on your part. Those will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It may seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed, however, because this altering of your life is essential in getting where you need to be. We're all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. It is never an easy path. Any number of things might happen, the ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in life's path or job, a change in where you live. Whatever it may be, it will be abrupt. Lunar eclipses herald times of a new way of looking at things. That is why you can bring on changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions, or if you are lucky, a marked improvement in your eyesight. The moon also has a connection to the brain, thus you may find yourself more in tune with the unseen energies or experience moments of revelation. Whatever the issue, It has been brewing for a while and things are about to bubble over. I said that for the last couple of readings, haven't I? It could be a parent or a would-be parent who wishes to take a relationship to a new level. Since the moon symbolises your emotions, you probably already sense what this change should be and will not be completely surprised by it, but the force and dramatic nature of the shift may be unexpected. Expect to be thrown off balance. Yeah. If the situation is something you have taken for granted and it collapses, then you will need to make a new start. In any event, you should start to see these effects within the next 6 weeks and expect for an outcome to be completed within 6 months. This card also indicates cycles, and whatever seems lost at this time, you can be sure it will return to you, perhaps in a different form, but most certainly better. I'm glad I did that. I'm so sorry, gang, that I've been a bit discombobulated, and I feel like I should have thought this through, and I should have brought that in right at the beginning. But like I say, bear with me, this is a brand new set. I should have brought that in right at the beginning for us, because that basically is a very good explanation by Susan Shepherd, Black Moon Astrology, of how to understand eclipse energy and how to work with the eclipse energy. So it says your lunar eclipse card in brief. Shifts, cycles, things brought out into the open, changes, perhaps radical, transformation, sometimes through crisis, but for the best. What have we said? Yeah. Diverging paths, getting hit by curveballs when challenges turn up, relationships that deepen, transform or end, feeling disoriented, yeah. Not being sure of having made a correct choice, yeah. I can vouch for that today. Big purchases, a new home or a change of residence in relation to a plan or goal. Endings, exposure, sacrificing things and giving up old habits. Sudden awareness or enlightenment, possible medical operations. Did we not say that as well earlier on in the tarot reading? So grateful, Spirit, for backing that up. You see, because a lot of what I get, I'm not an astrologer. I get it intuitively. But there it is. Thank you so much. Just truly grateful for my spirit guides there for a moment. I've got a cold. Sorry. Just feeling some spirit love there. Possible medical operations, changes in eyeglass and contactless lens prescriptions, strange, puzzling dreams. Yes, you may have been dreaming a lot lately, in fact. Getting and receiving messages of a divine nature. We had that. We have the Eight of Wands card. And taking a calm, active approach to sudden developments. I think that pretty much covers our tarot reading, does it not? Maybe I was meant to do it at the end, you know, because if I'd done it at the beginning, you see what I mean, I would have... Yeah, so grateful, Spirit, for guiding me through this. I hope that Spirit has also enabled you, and I'm sure it has, to receive these messages, okay? To receive what could be of value to you in your life as we navigate this time. So the key ideas are inevitable change, bringing in the new, memory and disillusion. Love that. Let me just find the eclipse card. I know what it looks like because it came up in the one spread that I've done for myself of you the other night. And I did meditate on them quite heavily, so I know which one it is. Let's see. I don't know. The lovely quality of these cards are absolutely lush. There she is. That's the lunar eclipse card, my loves. Okay. Alright. I believe that deity is from the Minoan. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure I've seen it in a history book about the Minoan civilization. Okay. That beautiful goddess. just absorb that energy. Let it work for you. I love the way it almost looks like I thought this when I meditated on this one the other night. It almost, because I was so pleased that came up in my personal reading the other night. You can't imagine. It's the first spread that I'd done out of the new Oracle set. I'd done it for myself. And this one, of course, the eclipse energy came out. Of course it did. Of course it did. And you know you're on point when you're doing that. And I just love the way it looks like she's almost like again, light-hearted energy. It reminds me of that Empress card that we saw earlier. Where's that gone? Like lightly holding that energy. Just lightly. Not grabbing at it, not grasping at it. Not trying to grab it or grasp it. It's just going to slip away from us. Just lightly. She almost looks like she's bouncing it, doesn't she? And it reminds me of the way, as we saw earlier on, that Empress is holding that there. Just very gently, very lightly. Yes, it's an eclipse. Yes, we're moving through big changes. And that's fine. It's going to be fine. Okay, my loves. So, all of that being said, I wish you a happy eclipse. I want to say thank you very much for staying with me through this reading. I'm not always like this, as you know. I'm going to take my dogs out now, ground this energy a little bit, bless them, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to lie down and drink lots of cranberry juice or something and just rest for the rest of the day, I believe. And I hope this has been of value to you. I hope it's been of help to you. Please get in touch with me and let me know how you're feeling about it all. I'll be back in a day or two. What day is it now? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm out of the house. I shall be back probably on a Saturday, Friday or Saturday, with a starseed reading to follow the eclipse. So it'll be the eclipse starseed reading, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed. Please hit the thumbs up. Please get in touch, as I say. I'm sorry this has been a really long one as well. Well, I'm not sorry. Say sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I say thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for the opportunity to come in and do this for you as well, okay? So, happy eclipse, happy new moon, happy full moon, all the love and all the light.